Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel, or if you're tuning in on IGTV or Facebook, welcome back. Thank you guys for all your love and support. I really appreciate it. So this week I'm doing an eye tutorial. I must admit that these are some methods that I learned from one particular Instagrammer. Her name is Snatched Wig. So I just want to make sure I give her credits for this method of doing eyes. I'm just reenacting what I've learned basically. So here we go. I've already went ahead and done some pre-prepping. I removed the makeup that was there from the original Avakin picture. I've done some cleaning up around the eyes. If you want to know how I did that, you can always request a tutorial, but just in the interest of time, I didn't bother to film that. Alright, so first thing I'm gonna do is to create a sclera, and to do that we're gonna add a new layer. And one thing I've learned about eye construction is that you never use pure white for your sclera. You either use like a gray or some kind of light blue. So I'm gonna go with this light blue color, and I'm gonna use a dip pen hard. Just follow the shape of the eye and fill it in. I'm going to do everything on one eye first, and then after I merge all the layers down, I'm just going to copy it to the other side. So after you've done the outline of the sclera, you're going to go in the tool section and go on magic wand, select it, then you're going to add a new layer and create the waterline. So for this, you're going to use like a pinkish reddish color. So I'm going to use this. Now it's time to add some dimension to the eye. So what we're gonna do is hide the waterline layer add a new layer in between the waterline and the sclera layers, and basically do some shading. And we're gonna use a kind of burgundy color for this, and airbrush normal. So essentially you want to create like a V shape. So you're not gonna shade like the entire circumference of the eye shape. So it's like this, come around. So in the middle, there's supposed to be some blue there. Heavier shading on the outer V. Come around. Then some heavier shading on top. Right. So in the middle, it's supposed to still look blue like that. And then what I like to do, I like to blur this out. Unhide the waterline layer and add a new layer above it, and then we're going to shade the waterline. So we're going to use a darker pink with the same brush but turned down. So you're going to create a line like this, and then one on the curve right here, and then basically create a flow right underneath. Alright, so I want the waterline to look a little bit more blended. So what I'm gonna do is go on that layer and use a blur tool just a little bit, just to kind of fade these parts in. So you've done that, you're going to brighten up the inside of the eye a little bit. So to do this, we're going to add a new layer. And using white, with the same brush, we're just going to brighten up inside here a little bit. Okay, there's a difference. The next step is to add some darkness over the top section of the eye. So we're just going to add a new layer using black. We're just going to add that at the top, but just make sure there's a high concentration at the extreme top in these areas right here. Then I'm going to insert an iris I made ahead of time. I'm going to drag it underneath that black shading area. You can always go back and make some adjustments. Now we're just going to undo the selection of the layers. Just turn that off so we can see what we have here. Alright, so we're just gonna do some merging of layers. Just merge all these down. And then copy to the other side. It will look better when you add liner and lashes. But this is the finished product.